Hello and welcome, it's me Andy Talkin really here, and another video that I've decided to do. I was going to do a different video, but I've decided that there are several different stories that are all related to each other. And when you get to the position where you can look at something, some story or some article, and you can go, ah, that is so obvious. You will understand what the agenda is for the world that we live in at the moment. Certainly this it's escalating. I can say that for sure. It is. Now, whether you are one of those people that want to believe me, or whether you want to be still saying to me that I'm making it up, it will never happen, blah blah blah, I need to point you, I need to direct you to a video I did a couple of years ago regarding Agenda 2030. In that you'll see there's a very clear date for the termination of domestic flying and transportation, shipping, but mainly flying, because they are going to be shutting down all of the airports. So it's not a case of, you'll be able to still go to the airport and get a flight. There will be no flights, very limited flights. Domestic travel, as we know it, will not exist. There will be no holidays. There will be no going abroad for a cheeky little beach outing. In fact, for me, it presents major problems because my wife and family are in Thailand and I need to go there because she's not allowed to come here. Long story, don't ask. It will take me far too long to explain it. However, just trust me that the UK government are allowing in immigrants by the boatload, literally, no pun intended, but they are, and legitimate people who want to come and visit me and my family, they cannot. They need you to spend money and give them money for a visa. And there's a whole thing about visas as well, which I need to do. It's another story unrelated to this one, but it's also important, which I may do. I want you to have a look at this story because it's actually quite frighteningly, it's scary, because it does show you the possible outcomes of how they're going to achieve it. How would you be able to close down all of the airports except one or two? I know there's one in Scotland, one in Ireland, and one in the UK, so there'll be 3 left in the UK as a whole. Only one only in the UK itself, in the England part of it. That would be Heathrow. But obviously this story coming up in the moment, related, is about Heathrow and Gatwick. So the agenda, as we all know, listed is flying. So how are they going to achieve it? Well, there's neither way. There's a very simple way to link all of this, and the story starts in our schools. Yeah. Have a look. So here's the latest, which is RAAC country. This has been coming up in this last week, that there are schools in the UK have been built with a country which is faulty. They've only just discovered it, apparently, even though they've known about it since the 1990s. But just this week, they've decided that they need to close all the schools. They need to close them down because there's a danger to the children. Very convenient that they waited for the whole summer, even though they've known about it for 20 years, even longer than that. And there are many buildings made with this concrete. The government are going to try and avoid paying for the schools. They're going to pass the buck, and it will turn up to be the responsibility of councils. Unfortunately, as you know, this week we've heard that there's some more councils going bust. They're being made bankrupt. The latest one is Birmingham Council. There are others who are already bankrupt, and I'm sure that there will be more going bankrupt because of the way that it's all working. So the government itself are not going to pay for any of this. There's a loophole, and they're going to not pay for it even though they pissed many hundreds of pounds up the wall. It's quite shocking how much money they wasted. Yeah, they cannot find this money for a useful project like this. So this is the DfE, Department for Education. They're going to be rejecting funding requests. So this is RAAC buildings made with that particular product. Now, it's all very interesting, isn't it? Why is it interesting? Well, it's obviously to do with kids and their agenda there with the New World Order, and of course there is a whole thing that we cannot talk about with regards to health, the health of children in the world, well, in particular in the UK, because when they go back to school they will be given a medical procedure that perhaps none of them need at their age. This procedure is given out to mainly the elderly and the infirm and the disabled and things like this, but to be honest with you, very young people, they don't really need it because they don't suffer from it. So, YouTube can argue the toss, but that's the plan. And how they're going to do it? Well, they're going to get everybody in school and they're going to do it that way. And of course, then it will present other issues. We can see from this article, which GB News presented the article, but it's all very, very current. We have this, and I want to hear you go, oh, wow. Heathrow and Gatwick have confirmed they both have RAAC crumbling concrete. They were built with that concrete. Dun dun dun! They've closed schools. What are they going to do? They're going to close the airports. Dead simple. How do you achieve Agenda 2030? Close the airports. Does that not make any sense to anybody? Because for me, it's a big light bulb. It's flashing. It's light bulb, it's flashing. So the tweet that we had where this was coming out was this one. And I just love the comments because they are so good. Let's have a look. Excuse for deconstruction society. Davos crew have a lot to answer for. Believe this and you probably still think we have a democracy. It's almost as if they want to restrict travel. Sounds like me, they don't want us to fly. And of course this is not a distraction from the energy bill, because that is actually something I want to talk about in a moment. That's gone through to the third reading and will likely be law. That subject is serious, really seriously bad. Continuing on, fits in with their plan to only have 3 airports. Looks like no flights by 2030. And of course somebody making numerology. Crumbling concrete, CC 33, a numeric number, a Masonic number. Climate change, CC 33. There is a lot of comments there. And my favourite one there is, do you have concrete evidence of this? Oh, I love it. So how would they do it? Well, there you go. That's the evidence. It's fairly obvious. There will be, of course, some people going, you're just saying that. It's not true. It's not true. It's not going to happen. No way is that going to happen. People are going to wake up. Are they really? I wonder, is that right? I don't know. But we can have a look at, to finish off, is the energy bill. And this is quite a serious piece of garbage the government have put in obviously in support of the plan that they're doing, the agenda. This is all about your house, your private house that you own, which allegedly you don't own. Doesn't matter how much money you pay for it, they're going to try and take it from you. And way back when I did the video regarding Agenda 2030, there was something in that about, you will have your houses taken away, blah, blah, blah. Well, there you go. It's come true. And of course, it's not happened yet, but it is likely to because of this bill. The energy bill is now on its third reading, and it will likely go through. The suspicion is that none of the MPs who voted for it actually read the bill, because if they did, they probably wouldn't have voted for it. So the third reading is now in the House of Lords. Let's hope that the House of Lords have some sense, because they can still veto this. And will they? I don't know. It's very difficult. They have done other things. But if we have a look at, so here we are, voted by party. We can see that there's all 277 Conservatives voted for this. There was only 19 that voted against it. Who voted for this? It's all very interesting. Let's have a look at these Conservatives who voted for this bill to go through. So it's alphabetical order as per normal. You can see there, if any of these are yours, then there is a letter that we can send them. Just trying to see. Oh, Fiona Bruce. She was on telly, wasn't she? Trying to think who my chappie is. Where is he? What's his name? Can't see him yet. 277 of these Conservatives voted for this to go through. So all of these MPs need to be taken into account. Will Quince is a name that I know. Independence. Well, Hancock voted for it. Well, he would do, wouldn't he? And Luawi, he voted for it. So that is all of the yeses who voted for this to go through, and you can see there are loads of the usual suspects. I just can't see my one. Right, so why is the energy bill dangerous? Well, what they want to do, obviously under the name of climate change, they want people to spend probably about 15,000 on a heat pump, which, to be honest with you, a lot of the professionals have said it's not good enough and it will not work. And if you don't have a house which is compliant, energy saving, they will fine you or put you in prison. So this is your house. If it doesn't comply, they're going to force you to either pay 15,000 in fines, which incidentally is probably the same cost as a heat pump. Bear in mind that heat pumps are not as good as they make out to be, and they need a lot of work to be done in the house. And of course, if you don't comply, and things like windows, double glazing, triple glazing, insulation, loft insulation, walls, cavity walls, getting your energy rating, now, technically you don't need it until you sell. And then of course, the danger is that you won't be able to sell your house if you cannot get an energy rating. I believe it's called EFC. But if you don't pay the money, if you don't pay the fine, they can put you in prison for a year. So think about that. Where are they going to put all these people? And how are they going to fine everybody? The courts are already backed up. They've already tried it with lockdowns 2 years ago and fining people for being outside. So I don't see how they can do this, but they obviously have this bill that will also allow them to enter your house illegally. And what they want to do is they want to enter your house and install a smart meter. So smart meters will become what they call compulsory. Now, I don't want one. I've already told them I don't want one, and there are a lot of people that don't want one. And if you do want one, then I think you need to go and probably do some more research on it, because they are not going to help you. They are basically going to be enslaving you. Right? Remember, they have control. If they want to turn you off, they can. So if you've been a naughty boy and you haven't done what you've told, then you're basically going to get yourself turned off along with all the rest of it. And it's all part of the Agenda 2030. So if you allow this to go through, which obviously they're trying to push it through now, beware. It is very, very dangerous. And just in case anybody's in any doubt as to who is behind this, the World Economic Forum was conceived this energy bill. So, and they're being pushed through our Parliament, unelected body, and also they're trying to get power in the same way the IHR from the WHO, not the band, but they're trying to get power, trying to get governments to give them power to dictate. So it's all about the WEF now, and they're really ramping this up. But do you really want them to break into your house and use reasonable force? Remember, reasonable force, they can use that against you. Yeah? The same as you can use it against them when they try and break in your house. It's perfectly legal. But now they're making it legal for them to break into your house and do things that you actually don't want. Okay? So that is the bill. It's not required. We don't want it. We never voted on it. And it's going to be part of the enslavement process. So we have several things there, several little stories, and unfortunately they're all linked together. Comment down below, tell me what you think, especially if you are thinking, oh God, here we go. That's it. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.